Hey, you horror-loving freaks. This is Eric Bindle. You may know me from the Horrorholics or Home Video Holocaust. But right now, what's most important is that you are watching Mr. Tony of the Dead. Cheers. Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and today in this video we're going to be looking at Cold War Creatures, 4 films from Sam Katzman from Arrow Video USA. Before I tell you about it though, if you could please give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and follow me on any one of the social media links in the description box. I'd really appreciate that. Now the first one we're going to look at here is Creature with the Atom Brain, and this is from 1955, and it is 69 minutes. It's actually the first one I've looked at from in the box. And it's also directed by Edward L. Kahn. And what this movie is about, it's about this gangster who gets deported and he wants revenge on the people who snitched on him. And what happens is he takes all of his money and everything and gets this mad scientist who also is trying to do something with bringing humans back to life and, you know, that kind of stuff. He's not really mad, but he kind of is, you know. But now he wants to move on to trying it on humans because he's only done it to, you know, cats and dogs and animals and stuff. So the gangster is taking the doctor to America. He actually escapes prison and everything, and gets back into the country, and now he's doing these experiments there with the humans, and in exchange for the gangster's help with the doctor getting his work to go further, you know, with more money, he wants, you know, him to do stuff for him. So he's sending these dead people out to, you know, people that did him wrong, and that's what this one's about. It's very interesting. I like the cast a lot in this. I can't remember the gangster's last name, but it was like, it's not like an Italian one, and he went back to Italy. It was definitely before its time. The makeup was a little simple, you know. They cut their heads open, and you know, you don't see anything like no blood or anything, and you know, they do stuff to their brains to make them, you know, control them, and they have like a big line going across, and like as if it was like stapled in or whatever, or hammered in, and so that's like, you could tell how they were, and they're brainless. They go by command, and the whole thing with how they run is with, you know, atomic energy, and they kind of like, it's their fuel source. They can go for so long, and then once they are done with, you know, they're depleted, they come back to the place where they're supposed to refill in that. But they're very, very high with radiation, obviously. So it's an interesting story. It's actually my favorite from the box set. The acting, like I said, was really good. There's a lot to this. Like, I think this is one that people probably like the most out of the box set. Got some special features on here. I'm not going to read them just because of the length of the video, but I'll have all the special features down in the description box. But, you know, it's nice though, I will say, because each disc, each movie has you know, special features. It all like works out, you know. You have a lot of stuff, and it's very, you know, very full of the special features. But like I said, I'll put them in the description box, and you can check out for yourself what they are instead of me trying to read it all. Now, as I open this up here, we have the inside. There are some like lobby cards, which I will show everybody, and there's like a poster. And then you have the disc, like I said, and that's Region A. And here is the reverse artwork for it, which I really like. I really like that one, and I think this one looks nice. I like the whole style of this box, but I really like the you know, original artwork for this. It's really cool. A dead man stalks his prey. Here is horror that can happen now to you. Creature with the atom brain. You won't believe your eyes. Pretty cool. I like that. I like the reverse cover. But like I said, here's some lobby cards that I'll show everybody. So this is the one side of them, which is, you know, the box set, which I'll show everybody that too. Creature with the Atom Brain, like postcards or lobby cards, whatever. You only get 3 of them. Usually you get like 6 to like 10 or something. I think 6 of them with these arrow sets. But you have these here, and then you get a poster. Here's a poster here. Now this kind of sucks. I mean, it's not the poster itself. The poster's nice. You got this on one side, which is really, really nice. But you have the other movie from the box set on this side, a werewolf. Now, what if both? What if you wanted to put up both of these because both of those movies in the set were your favorites? You know, you'd have to decide. You'd have to get like a two-way, not a two-way, but like a just something like for your poster, so that you could just turn it around and be like that. You know, like glass on glass, something like that. You know what I'm talking about, I think. But it's still, that's a really nice poster. That's about all I gotta say about Creature with the Atom Brain. It looked fantastic. It sounded really good. Captions were good for me. Really, really like cleaned up. There's a thing on here in the special features that it's the 8mm, and they like show it how it was, and but they kind of shorten it down to like 20 minutes, you know, so less than 20 minutes. And the way that looked compared to this, like night and day. I mean, it's first off, it's in black and white, and it's cleaned up. It looks really, really smooth and nice. Very, very nice copy of this. Moving on in the box set, we have the werewolf, which you already knew from the poster in the previous one. But Werewolf is directed by Fred F. Sears, and again produced by Sam Katzman. And this is another movie that talks about radiation, and which again we call this the Cold War box set. And you understand most of these have to do with how they were interpreting, you know, their how they were feeling about the Cold War, and how they think they're going to get bombed any minute, you know. So this is, you know, a lot of interpretation is, but this isn't a werewolf movie. It's a guy that changes into a wolf, but he's not technically a werewolf. How this starts off though is this guy shows up in this town, and he goes into the bar, and the guy's like, you know, what can I get you or something. And he's like, you don't know me? He's like, I've never seen you before in my life. He's like, I don't know where, you know, I don't know, whatever. He doesn't know anything. He's like has amnesia. And he buys a drink and gets his changed, and then he goes, he's walking out. And what happens is this guy follows him out and is going to try to rob him. And then, well, during this fight, he turns into this thing, you know, you don't see it, but the lady sees it and screams. He runs off into the hills, and then there's a murder in the town, a small town. And they, you know, see that there's like people getting attacked, you know, throughout by an animal, or some like animal got killed, you know. So they don't want to believe that it's what it is. And here he actually there's got an experiment on him, and this isn't a spoiler or anything. I mean, it sort of is, but it's not. It doesn't matter. He was experimented on by these two guys who were also in the first movie, Creature with the Atom Brain. A couple people show up in these movies, like that are in the first one, at Creature with the Atom Brain. Which was nice because I liked them. But anyway, yeah, he is experimented on by these two guys, and they give like this mutated like wolf blood or something like that to him, and that's how he kind of like develops this. And he is kind of a werewolf, but it's not like a curse or anything. It's just an experiment with radiation wolf meat or blood or something like that. So it's a different way of looking at a werewolf. It's definitely something I haven't seen, you know, before. And again, because of the Cold War and everything, that's what they were worried about. This one came out in 1956, 79 minutes long. again, black and white. Looked phenomenal. Again, just like, I mean, all these looked amazing. So smoothed up and everything. Kind of felt bad in this one. They all kind of end weird. That's for the one thing. Like, it's always like the end, no credits kind of thing, like how they used to be like back in the day. So it's like such a weird abrupt ending sometimes. The ending to this one, I didn't really like it. I think this, it's just how long later, and I'm saying this, but like I think it could have been shorter. Like, and I can't get into it, but anyway, let's see what's inside here. And inside you have the Blu-ray of Region A, and you got a couple more postcards, and then also another poster. And then you have this one reverses, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here's the front side of this of the sleeve. It doesn't say who's doing these artwork, or else I would give them credit. Maybe it'll say on something else. But anyway, that's that. And then you open it up and you get the old poster. Which is kind of crazy, but I kind of like it. I like it a lot. The werewolf. It's really neat. It's a really neat looking design, though. Like, I love old time posters. They're really cool. It makes it look like he does kind of look like that, but I don't think it's as puffy. But yeah, there it is. And again, you have the card like that on this side, and then you turn it around. Some pretty neat looking the way they did that. It's black and white. They just colorized it. But there you go. There's a better look at what he looks like. Another one. Yeah, they do the typical werewolf changing face too, like where it's like he's sitting there and it's like this, and it fades to the more hairy, and then more hairy, and more hairy, and then like the same thing reversed. So at least they stuck to that classic fade in, fade out werewolf, non-werewolf. And then again, you get the poster in here, and this one actually has the other two posters: the giant claw on one side, and then zombies Amora Tau on the other side. I dig that, man. I dig that a lot. They're very, very cool posters. It's just kind of weird that they're double-sided with the other movies. I mean, these are so small and so thin. I think that each one could have had their own poster for the collector. But that's just my opinion. The movie, it's not bad. Like I said, I think if it was shortened, it would have been even better. But like, I did like this. Out of these, probably my second favorite in the box set. It doesn't go in order, but like, yeah, my second one in the box set that I liked the most. I feel really bad for the guy who played the werewolf, though. Like, he was just always like so upset, and like didn't know where he was. He was worried about his family and everything. Just kind of fell for him. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of special features on here, which will be in the description box. You could check those out. But yeah, it's one thing on here though that I will say is it's interesting. It says Beyond Window Dressing, a brand new visual essay exploring the oft overlooking role of women in the films of Sam Katzman by historians and critic Alexandra Heller Nicholas. Now that special feature is very interesting, because after I watched it, I started like noticing what they were talking about, like how it's almost like there's the women in these films, they are significant to the plot and everything. Some more than others. Like whether they're the housewife, which was common back then, and then one was like a mathematician in another movie, and she kind of like was. You could tell like the men are talking in this group. She has the right idea, but she's not allowed to be in the group. The only time she's kind of in the group is when it's like all spread out. It's really kind of weird. And the main guy, we'll get to that one. We'll get to that one when I'm thinking about that lady. I got something to say about her, and that's in the Giant Claw. But anyway, yeah, this movie was pretty decent. but kind of like needed to move along. And I would watch it again. I'd watch, all of them again, to be honest. Well, no, I won't. I would watch Creature with the Atomic Brain, and I would watch this one, and then we'll get into the other ones if I would watch them. But yeah, this was a decent watch. I enjoyed it. Again, great acting in back then. I mean, there's great acting now. Don't get me wrong. There's great acting all the time. Some people aren't good actors and some are. But like, I feel like watching like these black and white films. It's like the acting. Can be some cheesiness. Don't get me wrong. But like the emotion in that they deliver in these movies, like back in the day, it's like, wow. Like they're just so amazing at it. Some of them are bad, but what are you gonna do? But I never even heard of these movies before, I'm glad I got to finally watch them. But yeah, that's The Werewolf. Next up, we're gonna look at Zombies of Morotai, and this is from 1957, and it is 70 minutes long, and it's directed by Edward Kahn. This is about these people that get together as a team to go down and get the jewels out of the ship. And like I said, throughout the years, people have attempted it, and they never got to it. Obviously, they always got killed. But what they don't know is that the ship is cursed, and the jewels are being watched over by the zombie crew of the ship. So if you get close to the jewels, they all sit up, and they will come after you and pretty much kill you, because they're protecting that, so nobody's allowed to have it. And this, like I said, the team goes to go get the jewels, and then they go to this house of this older lady, who is the great grandmother of no great grandmother of the one girl in the group, who really again doesn't like she's there, but she doesn't need to be, kind of thing. I guess that's a thing from back then. It's kind of like uncomfortable feeling. But times have changed. But anyway, yeah. So they go to her house, and there's all these graves, and then she even has graves for them because they're gonna go off for the jewels. But they get to her house and everything, and she's the one who knows about it and believes this story about things, but nobody believes her, of course. There are some kind of neat but kind of like scenes in this. One is like they show like they're underwater, and it's not that bad. Like, it's pretty convincing, and even though it's not, you're not really underwater, it was kind of because they're in their scuba gear and there's bubbles coming up behind them. I was like, are they underwater? It's like it tricked me. Here it's just bubbles, like going up the back, like they weren't underwater. I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool effect. I thought that's really neat. And then like zombies are under the water, preventing them from getting the jewels, and they have like seaweed all over them and stuff like that. And it wasn't good, but it wasn't like it was the worst one in the box set to me. But it was still a good movie. I don't know. I have this thing with zombies from back then, like in the 50s, like that. I don't know. It just like anything was voodoo or like, I don't know. It's weird. They of course didn't like fire, which was funny, and it's like nobody burned them. That's another thing with these movies. There was no blood, there was no gore, or any. I didn't expect it either. I'm just saying, like they do things like more of strangling and breaking a guy in half, which was what in the Creature with the Atom Brain. Like, you see the shadow on the wall when it happened, but like he just like bends the guy in half, and that was like pretty shocking. But with this, like the zombies, like they could not be stopped. They were punching in the face instead of doing like one of these or anything. They just like it was just like didn't matter. Like this one guy, one main guy who was like the good guy, I guess you could say. He it was funny. He put everything he had into these zombies. And the hair is going everywhere, and the zombies is nothing. The zombie just takes them and throws them and stuff like that. It was like, I found it comical. And then like later on, he's trying to fight them off again. Like throughout this whole fucking movie, this guy cannot, no, they can't beat them up or anything. So he's just like, he's like a punching bag. It was just so funny to me. But like, it's not funny. It's not supposed to be funny. But I just, thinking about it, I'm just like, oh my God, this guy just can't get a break. But, you know, but again, it sounds better than it actually is, the movie. I don't know, I didn't know what it was about it, but I just didn't really 100% like this, but I still do like it. I don't know. It looked really good, and it sounded really good. You could see wires and stuff when they were under the water, but like, you could probably see it back then too. But that's all I could really say about the movie itself. Yeah, it's not my favorite one in the box set. But now I'll show you what's inside. And here's the inside here. Like I said, I don't know who's doing the artwork. It's kind of stinks. I wish I knew, because I love the artwork. But anyway, there's the Blu-ray over here, Region A, not rated. None of these are rated, but it's from 1950, 1950s. And here you have some lobby cards as well, but there's no poster. And here you have, the artwork on this side here, and I like the background there. It kind of reminds you of like the fog or the mist, but it's like green. Cool colors. And then you flip it over here and you have the original artwork. I don't know which one I like more. I think I like the newer artwork better with this one, to be honest. But I do like that. I like that poster, which the Zombies of Merotal, the main zombie in here, is the same guy who plays the first, he's not a zombie, the atomic creature, the creature with the atomic brain. He's the first one in there as well. Guy's never alive in any of these movies, but fantastic, a fantastic actor. Like, just convincing that he was like, this brainless, walking around dead guy. And like I said, here's the lobby cards, same artwork on that side. But then you flip it over here, and you have, that same kind of like style, like black and white brought to, color. There's like them with the zombies. I would actually like to see this in color. I don't know how good it would be though. But, pretty. And that's that one guy's wife, and she's gorgeous. So like I said, this one is not my favorite of the box set. It's my least favorite of the box set, but it's still, a pretty decent movie. You can't really, like, I could like dislike some older movies like this, but these are such classics, and it's really, amazing to see. And it's really shocking when you look on IMDb and it's like, everyone's dead except for like maybe one or two, and they were either kids in these movies or they like are just really old. And it's amazing. It's just like, it makes you sad when you think about it, like how long ago this was made and how I'm just finding out about it, and these people have been dead for like 20-30 years longer, some of them, and a lot of them are like 90 years old or like in their 80s. It's just amazing. But you got to respect that, though. You got to respect these movies. So even if I say I don't like it, I still think everybody should watch them. Next up here, I have The Giant Claw, and this one is directed by Fred F. Sears, produced by Katzman. I also didn't say these are all from, back then Columbia Pictures, had all these. So The Giant Claw, it came out in 1957, 75 minutes long. Not rated. Like I said, none of these are rated. And this one is my third favorite in the box set, but it's not much better than Zombies of Merotal. Mainly because this is the worst looking bird I've ever seen. It's comical, of course you could see the wires and everything on it. The planes, when it like captures them, is obviously a little toy plane, but it's kind of like fun. But The Giant Claw is about this bird that shows up But at first, everybody, it's so fast, nobody could see what it is. Like there's this guy who's like this electronic guy. He does stuff with electronics, and he's flying a plane. He sees something go by and come back again, and he reports it as a UFO. So then, like, he gets in trouble for like making this phony claim, and then other people start phoning in UFO, and then finally they get a better, clear picture of it, and you see that this big bird. It's it. I don't even know what to describe. Like the bird, the body, could look whatever, looks bad, but the face on this thing, it was like it was like it popped right out of a cartoon. Like it seriously did. It just basically ate everything. But the thing with this bird is it had this force field around it that they couldn't get through, and they brought up like it could been this could be from radiation, from bombs and stuff. So again, there's the Cold War scare, and how they're what they're talking about and everything with this. So I'm not gonna say what the bird is, but it's a it's a it's a movie that Sam Katzman produced. It's just it's this. I think there, if there isn't, there should be a Riff Tracks, and if there is, I would definitely watch it. But yeah, it was just like too. First off, it's too long for what it is. It's a little comical. It's like you know ridiculous big creature monster thing, but it just like it was bad. I don't know. Like definitely now that I'm thinking about it, maybe this is my least favorite out of the box set. I'm not sure, but I don't know. At the time, I was having fun watching it, but I was like, "Oh my god, look at that thing!" But one of the most annoying thing in the movie though is the bird just wouldn't shut up. Every time it was on screen, it would screech, and it was like annoying as hell. I couldn't stand it, but yeah, it was. It is what it is, it's just another thing that should be like on Svengoolie. It's ridiculous. And the one actress in here, Mara Corday, is so beautiful. And I'm not the only one who thought this. I mean, a lot of people probably thought that, but and she's still alive. But the funny thing was, she looks just like Gina Gershon, like a twin. And I thought, maybe this is her mother or like grandmother or something. Maybe probably I thought mother. And so I looked it up and I Googled it. And I'm not the only one who thought that was Gina Gershon's relation. And they like found out like this, she has no relation to her. And if you look up Maura Corday and like look a photo up of Gina Gershon like from Showgirls, I'm just saying like dressed, you know, because you can't compare it the other way anyway. But she looks like a splitting image of her. Like she looks like a relation. I was shocked she wasn't. That's just me. I was talking about that earlier to Shayna, and I was just like, wow, that look doesn't that look like Gina Gershon? And then she's like, usually my wife doesn't think like I think somebody looks like somebody. She never does. But she's like right away. She's like, oh yeah, I could see that. Oh yeah. So it was. So now I have a crush on a Mara Corday. She looks just like her. But she did a great part. She was a fun character. She played a mathematician, and of course, again, it's like she's pushed out of the spotlight in a way. Not spotlight, but like because the men have to talk. You stand over here, babe. One of those kind of things. That's like he even said that to her like a few times, babe. And here she's like a mathematician. He's electronics, and she doesn't like she has the opinion, but she can't be in here with like in the huddle. Um, After I heard about that, like how I started noticing all that stuff with the women. But yeah, the giant claw, it's really dumb, but it's fun. It's not supposed to be. It's a ridiculous, Big Bird movie from the 1950s, and they say Big Bird a lot in this movie. You should probably take a shot every time you see it, and every time you hear them say it, I should say. But yeah, let's look inside here now. And here you have the new artwork for the giant claw. It's not bad. You know, I kind of like the artwork. And then you open it up, and there's the original artwork. I don't know which one I like better, to be honest. This one looks like America, you know, flying beast out of prehistoric skies. I don't know. It just it does. It's like America, fuck yeah, kind of thing. I don't know. The giant claw, giant claw. It's. I honestly don't know which one I like better. Maybe the new one. Probably the new one. One thing I could say though, out of every like main guy in these movies, I don't like the guy that's the main guy in this one. He just gives me a vibe. Like, he seems like behind the doors he would hit a woman. I'm just saying. Like, first off, he kissed her when she was asleep. And then she turned the light on and played like, oh, you know, what are you, kind of doing? And he wanted to do more, and she's like, no, no, no. And like they do this like cute back and forth baseball humor kind of thing. He's a creep. He's a fucking creep, this guy. He was such a dick, and I don't like him. Even though he was like the hero guy and everything, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. But and that's my Mara Corday, so leave her alone. But yeah, I didn't like him. The movie, like I said, dumb, but it looked fantastic, sounded good, captions were good. That's what I say about this box set. It definitely had quality shown all over it. Now I'll take a look at the box here. It's a nice, hard cardboard here. We got Cold War Creatures, 4 films from Sam Katzman. I really like that cover. I was excited for this without even knowing what it was. I just saw it was creatures. Like, I thought, oh, creature feature, big monster, stuff like that. I can't wait to see this. And, it's a beautiful box set. Like, look at that. Fantastic. I love that. Absolutely love it. And then this side here, you got the, I don't know, it looks like Frankenstein's monster, but it's not. It's supposed to be Creature with the Atom Brain, obviously. But when I first saw that, I thought Thanksgiving. I thought Frankenstein's Frankenstein the movie. Okay, gotta hate that. But anyway, yeah, it's another wonderful, beautiful box set. It actually does come wrapped with one of these, but I take mine off. So there's like the special features and stuff, and some of the special features with the newer stuff. But it does say who the artwork is from. It said 2 double-sided posters featuring newly commissioned artwork by Matt Griffin. Reversible sleeves and everything. Artwork for each film by Matt Griffin. So Matt Griffin did the artwork for these, and I think he did a fantastic job. I love the artwork, and there's more. There's actually more. Also inside you get a booklet. Oh, wait a minute, you get 2 booklets. How about that? This is really neat. That I think they did it with probably right here with Battle Royale. I believe they all had 2 booklets in there as well. But this one there's Cold War Creatures essays, and then Cold War Creatures art. So, you got the reading, and you got the you got the artwork in there. So the first one, look at here, is the essays. And of course, what do I have to do? Smell that book. It's still new. Still smells new. One thing I will say though, some of their quality with these books I don't really care for anymore. Some of them feel like a book, nice quality. This is just kind of like, I feel like I'm gonna rip it, or like it's like a photograph kind of thing. Like, I shouldn't be touching it. I don't know. But here you got a lot of contents in here. Creature with the Atom Brain, cast and crew, werewolf, all the cast and crews from them. And then there's like, other writings from newer people in that. A Twilight Zone between life and death zombies of Morrow, stuff like that. You got the production credits, all that kind of stuff, and then that's on the back of this one. And then you go to the next one, and this one's actually a thicker book. and this is the Cold War Creatures art. And you have this artwork on here. You got that artwork on the back. Very nice. Oh, I forgot to show the other one. You got the artwork there. Very cool. And you saw the eye. But anyway, going to this one here. It's a booklet produced by. It actually says who it was produced by and all that stuff. Again, this has like a weird feel to it. It doesn't have a table of contents, but I don't know if it continues or what. You got Creature from the Atom Brain with the Atom Brain. And there's a lot of pictures. A lot of pictures in here. You know, going to each movie, stuff like that. That's the artwork. You know, the giant claw, stuff like that. Really, really neat. You know, just all artwork. That's all that's in here. You know, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. You know, and I'm not going to sit here and thumb through it and show every picture, but there's a lot here. It's definitely, this one is thicker than the other book. So I know some people don't like so much in their box set. I think it's cool to get extra stuff, but I'm sure this will come in a version down the line without all the extra thrown in things, like no booklet, no posters or postcards and stuff like that, just the movies. So if you know, don't have any interest in all the extras, I guess probably could wait. They'll probably come out with another one, like I said, like the dumbed down version I like to call. I have a few of them. It's fine. Now that I have all of them reversed, I think this makes it pop more, because they were all dark before. Now look at it. It's nice and bright. I think that's a good idea to reverse them. They look really good like that. I love the fonts are all different and everything. Very nice. But again, beautiful box set. I love Arrow video box sets. I'm not trying to be biased, but even if I don't like the movie, I feel like the box set is pretty much quality stuff. But yeah, this is a great box set, I'll be honest. Even though I might not have liked, no, you know, even though I didn't care for them some of them as much as I should, I still really like this box set. I think a lot of people are going to like it. If you're a fan of black and white films, you're going to love this. You'll absolutely love this. I think this is one of my favorites that they've come out with recently, to be honest. I liked every movie, but I like some more than others. And yeah, some things are dumb, but you know what? That's just the charm. You know, it's just the charm of it. And it's kind of scary too. Like, I can't imagine what I would have thought back then. If I were alive back then, like being afraid like you're gonna get bombed at any moment, you know, stuff like that. Like they even do a reference where, with the, now that I'm thinking about it, with the giant claw, they're supposed to drive slow with the lights off, and I think back then it used to be like, you know, turn that light off kind of thing, and because if they see lights on, they're afraid you're gonna get bombed. And here, if the bird saw the lights and the speed, it attacked you. So they're afraid. Again, this is something big, as big as a you know, aircraft carrier, as they put it. Something that's going floating around the sky, coming down, bombing and grabbing planes and people and stuff. That's right there, scared of, you know, annihilation and stuff. So yeah, very awesome box set, a lot of fun. I'm so glad I got to check these out. I've never heard of them before. I never heard of Sam Katzman, so I know he has other movies, and I hope they come out with another Sam Katzman box set, regardless if it's Cold War era or not. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this. Definitely, you know, a winner in my book. I love it. Yeah, so that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like I said, the special features for all these will be in the description box. You can check it out there. But for right now, if you could please give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, follow me on any one of the social media links in the description box below. I have a merch store where I sell various things, t-shirts, all that kind of stuff, stickers. Go over there, check them out. Not crazy prices. Check them out. Support my channel. Hit that little notification bell if you can as well. That's it. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.